G'day guys, how's it going? Welcome back of course to the Time Bomb channel, and I hope all is good in your part of the world. Watch review of the brand new Casio MRW-230H-1E2VEF. It's an old favourite that kind of gets a little refresh. Just while I'm opening the box here, these were released Monday here in the UK, and they sold out straight away. But it does of course make you wonder, one second, how many units they actually released, because if it was only 100, well then the fact that it sold out is it's pretty moot point, isn't it? One second, let me stop making so much noise. All right, so let's just open up the box here. It says "Love the Sea on the Earth" on the box there. I'm wondering if it's the wrong box, because that's the G-Shock models, isn't it? But anyway, the reference number is correct, and the watch looks like it's correct as well. Maybe that's just a new thing that they're doing. One second, rustle, plastic. I haven't seen the watch yet, obviously, myself, so let's see how sexy, spicy it is. It isn't. It's not too bad looking at all, is it? Let me just get rid of this stuff underneath. One second. All right. So, I mean, you guys don't need me to tell you, the MRW, the original ones, they're just one of those no-nonsense watches that's been around for absolutely ages. Everybody's had one, and they're really solid little beta watches. Part of this release, there are 3 new colorways. Obviously, there's this Pepsi bezel, then there is a full green bezel, which looks kind of nice also, and then there is this more standard black bezel. I mentioned in that old video, the older version, I did a video of it quite a long way back, so I'll chuck up a link up the top there so you can check it out if you want. Let's just zoom in a fraction, and all right, so onto those specs then. It's around 45 mils side to side, that's including the crown. And then north to south, it's about 47, let's call it 47.9, call it 48 mils towards the ends of the where the bracelet extensions are. It's about 12.3 mils deep, which is about a millimeter deeper than its predecessor. I'm guessing that's because of the redesign of the bezel. Comes with the standard 100 meters worth of watery goodness, standard resin case body, and cheapo strap that everyone watching this is going to be ultra familiar with. On this strap as well, I'm getting around 40 grams in weight, so super light. And the blurb on the website suggests that you're going to get around 3 years worth of battery life. So let's just pop the crown out and have a little look there. Action is good. Yeah, it's not too fiddly. You've got little crown guards there, which work pretty well. Obviously an unsigned crown, just in case you were expecting one of those. Buckle is signed though, one thing I was just noticing there, and very standard four screw plate in the back there. Again, it should be very easy to get battery swap outs on these things as well. The updates, and the biggest one obviously the update is the Pepsi bezel. You actually get an aluminium infill there. It feels pretty nice actually. And does the bezel move? Yes, it does. Obviously it's a bi-directional friction bezel, again, as you would expect. And lining it up, I mean, obviously because of that, is probably fairly straightforward, pretty easy operation. But because it being friction, it doesn't, it's not going to stand up to a lot of knocking around, because that might move it. Grippage on the bezel is fairly decent. Even when it's wet, that's going to be okay to grip hold of, because you've got those sections just around it there to give you a hand. Other update that I noticed on the bezel, I'll chuck up a picture on the side there of the previous version. You'll notice that the bezel markings have been stripped back a little bit now. They're also more minimal. You don't have the full minute gradients around it. Notice as well on the dial that it's gone from water resistant 100 meters or something like that. Now they're just using the WR in there. Also note another massive upgrade, which I'm not that keen on, is the removal of the numerals and the removal of the 24-hour scale as well. So essentially our numerals have been replaced by loom blobs, and the 24-hour scale has gone. I kind of wonder if they shouldn't have kept those numbers there, because they made a little bit of sense. And one thing, that was so popular about that previous version, that it was just such a quick, easy glance, look at your watch, check the time, bash and crash type watch. As I say, but having those digits numbers on there, I think made a little bit of a positive difference. Casio isn't renowned for their lume. This one fresh out the box, so as you can see, probably needs a little bit more charging, a little bit more exposure to the daylight. It's okay. It's the best thing I can say. Visually, then, I'm thinking that kind of heading slightly more in the direction of the Duro, with the Pepsi bezel and the lume blobs, etc. I'm wondering if they couldn't have upgraded the hands a little bit on this one. Sorry, let me just zoom in a fraction there so you can get closer to the dial. But I think the hands, especially the minute hand, it's a little bit thin. I think they could have thickened it up or something like that. They had the opportunity to change it. Let me just change the date there, because I can see that it's yeah, okay, yeah, that's it. So you can see that the date was halfway across. I mean, the Rehort in there again is standard, good clear minute track reading as well. Your seconds hand doesn't reach into the minute track, but again, for the price point, you can expect that. So I mean, yeah, biggest upgrade obviously for most people is going to be that new bezel insert. Plenty of people are going to be looking to mod these as well, with resin case body changes and strap changes and things like that as well. As I say, I'm still in two minds at the moment. I haven't just got it out of the box whether I like the upgrade to the lume blobs over the digits and 24-hour scale on there, as I say, because that's one of the things that I did like about the original. One of the things, obviously, that I think as a consequence of that is that it's kind of cleaned up the dial a little bit, so it pops through a little bit more, so the dial is less busy. Yeah, they must have had an interesting board meeting where they sat down and decided what to do with it. Seiko SKX here, it's that same kind of idea that they're going for, and as well, it's very much like that the Duro as well, isn't it? Yeah, so I think it's a great little refresh, because the MRWs have been a huge seller for Casio, and they're clearly looking around at themselves and other brands and knowing, and thinking about how to refresh things. I think, as I say, they could have gone a little bit better, with perhaps making the handset changes. But again, that's personal choice, and for the price that you're paying for these things, 30 quid or something, it's it's pretty decent. We all need a DIY watch, or a bash and crash watch, or a travel to dodgy places watch, and I think these really do tick the box. Anyway, looking forward to hearing your thoughts. I'll shove up some outside shots, but of course, while I'm filming, let's have a quick one here so you can show you what it looks like on my 7¼ inch wrist. Zoom back out a fraction there, you can see a bit clearer. Solid little watch, stands up quite a lot, but again, it's so very, very light that it's going to be able to withstand some knocks without too much of an issue. Yeah, nice little free refresh to this model. Anyway, thanks as always for your time and for your view, guys, and we'll catch you all in the next vid. Cheers now.